It's a job like no other, one that has you up close and personal with 140 years of history, not to mention the delicate process of excavating, documenting, and conserving over 220 tons of artifacts from the most famous Civil War ironclad that changed history, the USS Monitor. Well, that's exactly what goes on each and every day as we take you behind the scenes of the USS Monitor Center in the largest state-of-the-art artifact conservation facilities on the East Coast.
Well, what we're responsible for here in this lab is conserving the 220 plus tons of artifacts recovered from the USS Monitor. And it's a pretty big task because it requires a lot of equipment and technology in order for us to do the job well. And so behind me you can see a large number of tanks. The largest tank is approximately 90,000 gallons, and that houses Monitor's revolving gun turret. One of the major activities that we're working on right now is documenting some features inside of the revolving gun turret. And that's a major task because it requires draining the tank down and having people physically go inside of the turret to work on it. And one of our major focuses for the past few months has been recording some archaeological features on the inside of the gun turret. Primarily what we call nut guards. They're these big iron features that are in the inside and help protect the crew from the possibility of loose material during battle. And so we're actually applying a molding material to those features in order to get a good adherence to the surface. And then we remove that mold and actually cast that material so we have a 3D representation of those very, very delicate features on the inside of the turret. All right, well, most people aren't familiar with the condenser. It's part of the propulsion assembly involved with the steam technology. And it's really neat for us right now because it's one of the larger artifacts that we've worked on that's actually mechanical in nature. It's composed of wrought iron, cast iron, copper alloy, brass, bronze, rubber, you name it. It's a really complex piece of equipment. And what we're trying to do now is remove all of that thick layer of sediment and corrosion that's built up on the surface of the artifact. And that involves using hand tools and mechanical equipment, and it is an extremely, extremely dirty process. We have sand, sediment, sulfur, shell, all of these things that formed in this marine environment. When it comes off, it's an extremely dark, dirty color, and it really actually stains temporarily the surface of the artifacts. And so we're removing upwards of probably 500 to 750 pounds of this material a day from the surface of the artifact. And that's no small job. It's probably upwards of 4 to 6 people working on this thing during the day. I hear about once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, things of that nature, and this to me is something considerably different. This is the only ironclad that's ever been raised from the ocean and is now actively being conserved. And sure, there are other shipwrecks around that are fairly famous in England and other places, even Charleston, South Carolina. But to have this vessel, which fought in the waters right here off Hampton Roads in one of the most iconic battles in naval history, to have it back here again after sinking off Hatteras is unbelievably incredible opportunity to work on these artifacts. What we're doing in this lab is not just examining an old shipwreck, but we're really trying to tell the story of the Monitor, the crew that served aboard her, the enemy, the CSS Virginia that they battled against. Really, we're not just dealing with a single shipwreck. We're dealing with history, archaeology, conservation, steam technology, you name it. It's all kind of wrapped up in this process. So come by, see the artifacts. You won't just see the Monitor, you'll see many, many other artifacts. We have upwards of 35,000 different pieces at this museum. So there's always something changing and something new to see. And at the same time, this is the largest marine metals conservation project in the world. So, I mean, right here in your backyard, an amazing facility, great smart people. Feel free to ask questions at any point, and docents and staff will be more than happy to accommodate you.